Now, what it means is that when the political solution came from President Tinubu,
which faction did they nullify?
Hold on. Edison here was still speaker, correct?
Was speaker, yes.
Thank you. Now, the governor now came back after that political solution.
Yes.
While Edison here was still speaker.
No, he resigned.
Hold on.
He resigned.
He recognized.
He recognized. You know he resigned. You know he resigned.
He recognized this other faction.
Edison resigned on the 9th.
Then, if he recognized this other faction.
After this has resigned.
Hold on. If he recognized Martin Samehule,
because
has been paying salaries, has sent executive bills to them, has sent executive bills to them, has received bills from the House of Assembly,
and
whether he declined or not is inconsequential, but there was a receiving from the state executive, and has also presented commissioners to them. While there was, according to you, a legal assembly, while there was a state assembly, I need you to understand what you have said, the implication of what you have said. While there was a state assembly, that is still very much valid.
Yes, without a speaker who has resigned.
With speaker or not, is inconsequential. There was a legal, a state House of Assembly, and still, according to you, the Martin Samehule House of Assembly is illegitimate, according to you. Then a governor who was elected by you, by me, by all the Rivers men, came back from a political solution and abandoned the River State House of Assembly and decided to work with an illegitimate house.
Is it not an impeachable offense?
How do you explain this level of illegitimacy by the government?
Political solution. Let me explain to you now.
You've already, he needs to have his say.
I have to answer what you said.
I just gave a summary. I gave a summary of
for the listening public, so they can get.
Can you do that in a minute?
1 minute. The governor returned and accepted the political solution.
That was unconstitutional.
To the problem.
To recognize an illegal house, according to you.
He told you. So if you want to cancel all that has happened with that house, from the time Martin Samehule was recognized with that political solution, you can as well cancel all that happened with that house, which the Gisma you look on the TV, Oko Jumbo, has in his statement, he's swearing his statement as speaker, done away with already.
He's done away with.
You read it here.
Are you aware that this constitution of Oko Jumbo, there is already a case in court? And there is already a court injunction that says,
so if
maintain status quo, which means the House of Assembly, as it stands, by the reason of that judgment, cannot even, as it stands right now, do anything with regards to electing a speaker or not electing a speaker. No, are you aware of that?
Status quo is not done by a system.
Have your say.
You know, you've been asking him questions based on the fallout of some of the statements.
And I'm very clear about them. Very clear. Oko Jumbo has overrode everything that the Amehule have done.
Confused.
No, let me tell you. My brother. Say carry well.
I have listened enough because you have not laid any premise. Because it's from what I said that she started asking you a question. So in all your expose, I've not seen the facts laid before me for me to pick and be able to respond. I've not seen you in all your exposés. That means there is a lot of, no wonder the government is beclouded with a lot of confusion. Because if some of the people that speaks for the government cannot pinpoint what exactly the government is doing and what exactly it is in it for the government to pick out and say, this is where we stand. Where do we, the ordinary people of the River State, stand? Where do we pick out the government and say, this government can lead the way? Where? Because from all the things that have been laid here, all the times consumed, I have not been able to take out anything. Look at the Martin Samehule faction is the speaker of the house. And I said, despite the fact that Oko has come on board, that it is belated, it has been overtaken by events. Just like Lady Choma is asking, that do you know that the succeeding court order that said it maintains the status quo, and you're talking about the chairman. You're talking about the political solution. Political solution drafted by the president is drafted to to make sure that there is no constitutional crisis. Because it is a political solution, as you said it, but the political solution is geared towards making peace and avoiding a constitutional crisis. Because all the things we are saying here, they are constitutionally bound. So when it is constitutional bound, our own is to sit back and allow the court of law to take its course. But as far as we know today, both the legal backing given by the presidential intervention and the substituting court case saying maintain the status quo, Right Honorable Martins Amehule remains the authentic House of Assembly in River State.
The man has defected
until otherwise stated.
So Oko Jumbo has told you in his opening statement as Speaker that everything Martins Amehule has done has been done away with. And he has told the governor not to relate to them as assembly members. So it's left for the governor to come up and say, I got the memo from Mr. A and Mr. B, and I'm accepting the memo Mr. B.
My brother,
so leave it for the governor.
I want to make one final statement.
Leave it for the governor
so that you can go on.
Are you saying that only 3 constituencies will legislate for
no, wait. Let's not dwell on that. But there's something I want to ask.
If according to the law, if according to the law, 27 assembly members are no longer assembly members. Why wouldn't they
Has there been a judgment?
There has been a law.
Has there been a judgment?
It is Mr.
Joe, I want to say something.
Let me answer her that question now.
Has there
the final judgment from the Supreme Court has not come.
Oh yeah, wait now. I'm coming. Please.
There's
something I want to ask you.
Also, I'm quoting for you.
Joe.
Clearly declaring their seats vacant.
Of course, I'm quoting for you.
Joe, there's something I want to say.
Okay.
If the governor and his handlers are not agitated, if the governor say that the Amehule laid House of Assembly is illegitimate, why are they agitated? Why are they always trying to, react to what they said that an illegitimate house is coming up with? When they have been put on their toes, when they have been kept busy, that will tell you that they themselves understand the authenticity and the authentication of what the Martins Amehule House of Assembly understands. Because if not, they will not. The government is reactionary.
We'll leave the court to decide who is speaker.
Why now are you doing that?
You're suddenly leaving the court.
Yes. Why are you doing that?
You've been doing
but you would have wanted for the governor to fight.
No, I told you that
there
is a case that came before Motor Shoko, the judgment rather. And the judgment said anything was speaker.
Mr. Joe, Mr. Gochukwu made a statement that I want you to react to in a minute, please.
Okay.
And he said that, why is the governor agitated? Like, suddenly, this speaker, after Edison Ehe resigned...
Is the governor that went to speak with the speaker?
Hold on. After Edison Ehe resigned, these speakers have never held any meeting. We've not heard anything from them. The remaining 3 speakers, we've never heard anything from them. And then after this call for impeachment, suddenly, from nowhere, these speakers sit and elect, the assembly members sit and elect a speaker.
They become busy.
How do you explain the timing?
Okay.
Can you do that in a minute, because we are already done?
Let me conclude quickly.
Please.
What I know about the law is that when there is, even if it's just an injunction, until that is set aside, every other court of coordinate jurisdiction to that court that gives the injunction cannot override the other court.
Okay.
So we're going to allow the appeal courts and allow Supreme Courts to decide whether that injunction that was placed and give legitimacy.
So he's not now the governor arrogating the legitimacy west to himself.
Yeah, he's concluding. Let him
Can I conclude?
Please, sir, go on.
Yes. Since Edison Ehe was given that legitimacy and he resigned, all right, Oko Jumbo is saying that they have not sat, and everything that was happening in the assembly from then till now, that they now have elected a speaker, is null and void. So let the case that is before the courts be concluded, and let the governor be allowed to, in his own wisdom, decide where he's going to be collecting correspondence from. If he now, in his wisdom, thinks Oko Jumbo is the right speaker, or if Amehule is the right speaker, and until the final court of the law states. But before then, we know as Nigerians that Section 109 sub G is still subsisting.
See, I leave Joe and the handlers of the governor with this message. If they say that the House of Assembly as led by Right Honorable Martin Samehule is illegitimate, why are they trying to puncture and react to all the overriding documents and bills they sent to the governor that have been overridden? So if they say that their stance and the existence doesn't mean anything, let them leave it and watch how it pans out.
All right. And this is where we wrap it up on this episode of Open Conversation. Thank you so much, Ugo Chukwu, for coming on Open Conversation. It's always a pleasure having you.
As usual, we only ask the handlers of the governor to be more apt.
Congratulations to Oko Jumbo.
He's
a legal speaker, and we hope for the best for the
state. You can always follow us and stay connected on all our socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network.